Hey there, Postal here. Today we're taking out the XF-90. I am not going to be posting ridiculously great gameplay on this plane. I actually don't play this plane very often. And not because it's a bad plane. It's actually a very good plane. Let's get up to a decent altitude. Speaking of decent altitude, this plane's decent altitude is quite a bit better than most planes' best altitude. Let's drop this second bomb here. I need to get to a decent altitude. So what has this plane got going for it? Well, it has frickin' speed in spades. As you'll notice, I'm going 600 miles an hour, and I'm not even in the yellow. Let's up and over this bad boy. And we shall do so. It also has altitude in spades. Which I don't even really know what that phrase means. I use it all the time, and like, what does that even mean? What this plane can do with its airframe is pretty darn ridiculous. It is gonna move quicker than, I'm gonna stay up, quicker than any other plane in the game. It can go higher in altitude performance than any other plane in game. It hits pretty darn hard. Now, if you look at the stats for this plane's guns, you'd actually say, oh, these are weaker guns than the HG3, which is the German Tier 10 Heavy. And it's weaker guns than the Javelin, which is the Tier 10 British Heavy. The reality of it is, though, yeah, these are 20mm cannons, where those planes have 30mm cannons. But the difference is going to be that you have major consistency with these guns that you may not necessarily have with those 30mm cannons. Anybody that's played 30mm cannons in this game knows that they can be pretty derpy, right? And as such, you know, yeah, you can hit hard, but sometimes your guns just aren't going to be hitting because, you know, derpity, derp. And so you just have to, you know, suck it up, buttercup, and, you know, take another pass. The XF-90, however, has 20mm cannons. It has 6 of these bad boys. Can I just drop 2 bombs here? Yes, I can. And because of that consistency, it is able to do things that the other Tier 10 heavy planes only wish they could do. You can do like strafing runs and get some pretty good hits in just because of the consistency of these guns. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do quick damage like you necessarily would versus planes that you would like in a Javelin or in a HG3. But you'll definitely have a big impact with your guns, and the consistency tends to win out over derpiness when it comes to the actual damage. Alright, so enough talk. Oh, actually, wait, one more thing we need to talk about. Obviously, this plane has ridiculously terrible maneuverability. You haven't been able to tell from my inability to turn in any way, shape, or form. This plane's turning circle is like that of the Titanic. Do not fool around with the ground. Hopefully that guy will burn out.
Bomber squadron detected. Engage them.
You know what? Actually, I need to get this bomber squadron going. Might even be too late already. Tap, hold it down. Cool. Let's go up high, let's get this JU. Ah, burn, baby, burn. Great. Let's see if I can, is there anybody else in the sector? Yes, this guy. Oh, they got it anyway. God dang it. I hate when I screw things up. But hey, look, my frickin' bombs are already reloaded. So that's something you've got over the 215 as well. You've got speed. You've got guns. You've got all this nifty stuff going for you. Altitude performance, all that stuff. Yeah, the guns are technically weaker. They might not even be technically, but this plane's just so good. Just kind of flying around, killing stuff. That's my life right now. Alright, so... Oh, we've got a heavy... You do need to pay attention to the map. I've been pretty terrible in my quick session that I've had so far in this plane of actually paying attention to the map. Because you're so fast, you tend to be like suddenly in a zone that you didn't really know where you were at. Didn't know what you got yourself into. And, that can obviously cause issues. Can I just drop that there? I guess I'm gonna go for the back guy. Excellent. Over. No, keep going up. I find myself more often than not just continuing on my line. And you really want to do that with this plane. Your turning circle is so terrible. And I know I said it's like the Titanic. That might actually not even be large enough for accuracy's purpose. This last guy. Without crashing. Excellent.
The command centers are ours.
Command center's ours. Sorry, so we're just going to boost along here.
Hang in there.
Get back up to a reasonable altitude. Again, you have to, like you're forced in this plane to just continue on. Spending too much time turning and you're going to waste your airspeed. And you wasting your airspeed in this plane is going to be detrimental because you can't outmaneuver anything, right? Speaking of turning, let's go 700 miles an hour and see if they can keep up. I know it's not a heavy plane, so I'm really not worried about it, to be honest. They've got the center section there. Let's see if we can get some people to help. Got my bombs? Oh, I thought my bombs were ready. Whoops. Crap, got myself into a sticky situation here. So we'll try to take out this GA while we're over here, huh? Excellent, let's move on. Moving right along. We might as well just keep on moving here toward, I think they're going to capture this garrison no matter what I do, but I might as well again get this GA. Try not to use up all my boost. I thought this guy's name was Tortoise, that freaked me out for a second. My bombs are back up, that's kind of amazing. God dang it, seriously, are we going to lose this battle? Overheated guns, knocked out engine, knocked him out though. So let's go ahead and, what do we need to do? We need to get this command center, honestly. My engine's knocked out. I'm at really, really low altitude. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going 340 miles an hour, which is like the speed of, some bombers and GAs in the game. Let's get everybody over here, please. We're going to use our bombs that have reloaded at this point. Let's see what we can do in regards to dropping them over here. Drop. We've actually got a heavy fighter inbound, so I might be in trouble here. Which heavy fighter is it? That's going to determine... Ow, flak! Flak in the face. Oh, it's an XF-90, so I'm not going to be able to just outspeed him. Well, I guess I'm dead here now. There's not a lot I can do about it, yep. That really sucks. So unfortunately, I've set my team up for a loss, I believe. We'll see if they can pull it out. And yeah, so you need to pay attention to the map, especially if you have other tier 10 heavy fighters on the enemy team. Should have been something that I was paying a lot more attention to. Should have set my team up for success. But you can see what this plane can do. Literally just go from sector to sector, and oh crap. We're gonna go from sector to sector, and kill everything that's there and move along. Again, I keep the bombs on this plane because that supplemental ground damage can be helpful. There's some times when you're going so fast and you just go flying past a plane, so you weren't able to kill it. but the bomb drop that you had might have been able to flip the sector by itself. And so that's the way I play this particular plane. I've had pretty good success doing that. You're going to find in game, you're going to find specialized, like basically overpowered XF-90s. They go a little bit faster. They actually maneuver a little bit because of the specialization. And then, of course, they've moved everything to advanced. So their gas-operated actions, like, just ridiculous. And, yeah, so this plane has the platform to have a very, very strong impact on the game, on a match. And so it's certainly a heavy fighter that you want to go towards. Just make sure you're aware of its weaknesses, which is completely maneuverability. It's probably its only weakness, honestly, because you've got the altitude performance, you've got the speed.
Proud of you, pilots.
We won this.
Head
That's
back
nice.
home.
Decent game. Not. I could have done better, right? Obviously, dying there is frustrating. But this shows you what you can do in the plane if you're keeping your head on a swivel, if you're playing it smart, if you're not forcing the XF-90 to do things it shouldn't do. And if you are taking the time to, keep the XF-90 in its wheelhouse, sorry, Led, I will respond in a minute, you can have great success with this plane. We got 16 frags, did, 14,000 air damage, 13,000 ground damage. So again, it's just supplemental. Don't expect too much from the bombs. But you can have great impact on the game, and you can be anywhere at any time. It's a double-edged sword with the speed, because sometimes you're just pulled into, you're attacking something, you're pulled out of the sector so easily, because you're going so fast, that by the time you've gotten there, like, it'll happen. You're gonna notice on the map, and you're like, wait a minute, how did I get to this corner of the map? I was way over there a minute ago. Yeah, so it just kind of is what it is. It's a great plane. It honestly is. Again, I'll repeat it. I'm stupid. I say, oh, XF-90 is the meta heavy plane. I'm not gonna play that one so much. MEP 1101. Oh, that's the meta fighter. I'm not gonna play that one so much. EF 131, I don't even have it, but once I get it, I'm just going to have it, and I'm not going to be out there, like, flying it all the time kind of thing, right? I'm a goofball for it. You don't need to be a goofball. You can go out and get this ridiculously good plane, and it is a ridiculously good plane. I'm not even overly good at it, and yet I had a really good impact on this match. You can see I'm not specialized in the plane. I've simply got, the gyroscopic sight. I put on the gas turbine, and I put gas-operated action on here to build up my rate of fire. I suspect, in all honesty, once I upgrade the to specialization, I almost certainly will actually at least one of these, if not two of them, I'm going to be putting maneuverability on here. The reason being, if you take a glance over here at the airspeed, I'm at 99. Yeah, you can get higher. I've seen planes, XF-90s specifically, that have been at 110. Do I need to be that fast? I really don't think I need to be. I'm going 700 miles an hour in this plane, 600 consistently. And so I suspect I'll probably actually put some maneuverability on this, especially since this can be, I can do stuff with this and enhance it and put it to advanced and then enhance it some more and put it to whatever the hell's past advanced, I don't remember, legendary or something silly like that. I've put on my consumables to have the improved mixture control, and that's just giving me extra boost all the time. And the engine cooling is an extra boost. It's giving you better thrust and better cruise speed. So I've already got it set for success for airspeed, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go the direction of at least one of these. I know for a fact is going to be maneuverability. We shall see. But yeah, if you've played Tier 10, you've ran into some dude in a specialized XF-90 who totally wrecked face, and he was you couldn't see him, suddenly he's there on you, and the next thing you know, he's gone. So even if you survived, it's not like you had the ability to turn around and hit him. I've ran into specialized XF-90s that I was able to take down. I mean, I think we saw it actually in my I-215 video. Was able to take out an XF-90. That's on that player, though, trying to turn when you shouldn't turn. This is a quintessential boom and zoom. It's got a lot of zoom. got a little bit of boom, but it's consistent boom. And so I believe that's why this plane is the most loved, or definitely most flown tier 10 heavy plane, just because of its consistency. You can make these guns work, obviously. They might take a little while longer to take out large hit pool planes like bombers and GAs, but clearly they do the job just fine. It's really not a big deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review of the XF-90. You know, the actual tier 10 plane that you might want to go get instead of an I-215. I got nothing against the I-215, honestly. I told you that yesterday. I like playing it. I actually enjoy playing that plane. I will not take it out if I desperately need to win a battle. I'll take out something like an XF-90. I'll take out something like an LA-15 or a F-86, or heck, I'll take a Javelin out. As far as a multi-role is concerned, I'll take out a Hunter. The I-215 is a plane that I play to have fun, to get some memes, and you know, maybe have a discussion with some people. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it opened, if you haven't seen this plane yet, opened your eyes to it. If you have seen this plane but you don't have it, maybe gave you a little bit of a heads up of what you've got to look forward to, why you run into some XF-90s and you just can't counter them is because, you know, some of the gameplay I played here, it can be countered, obviously. I've flown this plane a couple sessions before this. I was against was Tuco the Ugly, great XF-90 player. I was still able to take him out a couple times, and granted I lost both games against him, but I was able to take him out a couple times because he was engaged in another plane, and I was able to get my plane behind him, and you can't, there's not a heck of a lot you can do XF-90 versus XF-90 if you're on the wrong end of that stick. Don't use sticks. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to post this video. I'm going to hope that you enjoy it, and yeah, again, keep on grinding down this line because it's where, honestly, the tier 9 before this, F2H, is probably that's like my favorite heavy plane in the game, is the F2H. So yeah, and then it leads to this, which is just a excellent freaking tier 10 plane. I am done rambling, I promise. Bye. See ya. Bye.